Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is Wyln News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. Wyln News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on Wyln News. I'm Derek Martinez. The homicide trial for a man charged with murder in Hazleton began on Monday. Hafet de Jesus Rodriguez of Hazleton has been charged with robbing and murdering Ashikumar Patel at Craig's Food Mart in Hazleton in December of 2020. Investigators say Rodriguez was identified as the suspect from surveillance footage, GPS data on his phone, and DNA found at the scene. However, the defense argues that Rodriguez's DNA was not found on the mask believed to have been worn by the murderer. The trial was previously delayed due to efforts by Rodriguez's attorney to suppress Patel's 911 call and to exclude information regarding Rodriguez's drug activity. In addition to murder and robbery charges, Rodriguez has also been charged with drug trafficking in the aftermath of the shooting. Rodriguez remains behind bars at the Luzerne County Correctional Facility without bail. The trial is expected to continue for about 2 weeks. During a press conference in Berwick on Monday, Governor Josh Shapiro announced that Amazon will be investing at least $20 billion into the Commonwealth. The investment will be utilized to establish multiple high-tech cloud computing and artificial intelligence innovation campuses across the state. The first 2 sites selected for these campuses are Salem Township in Luzerne County and Falls Township in Bucks County. According to Shapiro, the investment will create over 1,000 high-paying and high-tech jobs for Pennsylvanians.
And across those 2 sites, Amazon will create 1,250 permanent jobs, in addition to the thousands of construction jobs where Pennsylvania tradesmen and women, they're going to lay the concrete and build the HVAC systems and lay the wiring and cable that goes into these data centers. I understand we got a few tradespeople here today. Y'all in the house? You guys ready to be busy? These trades members are going to be working for years and years and years to build out these data centers.
In addition to providing jobs, Shapiro said the investment will have other benefits for Pennsylvania communities.
Our schools and our police departments, our local communities will benefit from the millions of dollars in new tax revenue that will be brought in from this investment. Students who are taking CTE classes right now at Berwick High School or Pennsbury High School in Bucks County will be able to take the skills they've learned in the classroom and then apply them to good-paying jobs right in their hometown communities.
Shapiro said he hopes the investment will help to revive struggling communities in Pennsylvania.
I've always said that Pennsylvanians should have the freedom to chart their own course and the opportunity to succeed. And that opportunity should be in the communities that they love, the places where they grew up. They shouldn't have to go somewhere else to find work. For too long, we've watched as towns across Pennsylvania got hollowed out and left behind. No more. Now is our time to rebuild those communities and invest in them. This investment in Pennsylvania starts reversing that trend. And hear me on this, it is just the beginning.
According to Shapiro, the Commonwealth is working with Amazon to expand to even more Pennsylvania communities. Since 2010, officials say Amazon has invested more than $26 billion in the Commonwealth. Amazon currently has 23 fulfillment and sortation centers and 20 last-mile delivery stations across the state. The Schuylkill County Courthouse was evacuated on Tuesday morning for reports of a bomb threat. According to officials, the evacuation was triggered by an item resembling a paint can that was seen on the retaining wall near the entrance to the front of the courthouse. Officials say the item was discovered just before 11 a.m. and that everyone was able to evacuate the building safely. Authorities say the item has been x-rayed, but additional information has not yet been released. This is a developing story. Stay tuned on Wyln News for updates. Coming up on Wyln News, 4 people are arrested by ICE in Exeter. Plus, the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission announces an upcoming public meeting in Hazleton. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network and Jefferson Health. Investing in your well-being and building healthier communities because more expertise and convenient care mean better outcomes and a healthier you. Learn more at lvhn.org/Jefferson.
My name is Andy, and tomorrow's going to be partly cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online. Attention WYLN viewers, WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network.
Welcome back to WYLN News. The United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, has announced the arrest of 4 individuals in Exeter. According to the press release, the operation was a collaboration between ICE, Enforcement and Removal Operations Philadelphia, Homeland Security Investigations Scranton, FBI Scranton, IRS Criminal Investigation Scranton, the U.S. Marshals Service Scranton, and other law enforcement groups. During the operation, officials say 3 illegal aliens from Mexico were arrested at Wyoming Valley Palace on June 5th. The 3 individuals, Miguel Bruno Vasquez, Vicente Coyetico Matias, and Jesus Gallardo Batista, were reportedly working in the United States illegally. A 4th individual, Gioli Perez Santana, who officials say is a citizen of the Dominican Republic, was also arrested for working in the U.S. illegally. In the press release, officials say the investigation into the individuals began around March 14th. Officials say Gallardo was previously wanted for driving under the influence. The 4 individuals were transported to the Pike County Jail for processing. The Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission, or PHRC, will be hosting a community meeting on Wednesday, June 11th in Hazleton. The meeting will take place at the Anthracite Region Center for Independent Living, located at 8 West Broad Street, and will begin at 12 p.m. During the meeting, government officials will provide information regarding the rights of Pennsylvania residents and will provide opportunities for local residents to talk about their experiences with discrimination. To register to attend the event, you can scan the QR code shown on screen. However, registration is not required. Anyone who has experienced acts of discrimination or hate can file a complaint with the PHRC by calling 717-787-4410. The Miller Keystone Blood Center will be hosting a blood drive in Drums on Thursday, June 12th. The drive will be held at Providence Place in Drums from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. All donors must schedule an appointment and present valid photo ID. To schedule an appointment, you can call Miller Keystone at 800-223-6667, extension 2, and mention sponsor code E208. Prior to donating, it is recommended to drink plenty of fluids and to eat about 2 to 3 hours beforehand. Coming up on Lansford's News Choice, we talk license plates on this week's segment of Trooper Talk. Plus, Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Mount Carmel, Part 2. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
This week's show, Let's Talk Chiropractic, is exciting. Anna overcame the language barrier. She learned how to speak English. She had a car accident. She came for a chiropractor, and through proper communication, I'm gentle, and she got great results. So check in on the show.
WYLN TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
Are you sitting at home living in pain? Maybe it's in your hands, maybe your back or your hips. The good news is you don't need to live in pain. Why? Because there is Omega XL, a one-of-a-kind, natural, powerful joint relief supplement created from the green lip mussels of New Zealand. Drug-free, non-habit forming, it's small, easy to swallow, and it's backed by more than 40 years of clinical research. As I was getting older, my joints started to feel that wear and tear. But then I tried Omega XL and it changed my life. If you're experiencing daily aches and pains due to aging and overuse, try Omega XL and see the difference it can make in your life.
Buy one, get two free. 2 bottles of Omega XL plus Vitamin XL D3, a value of more than $85. Call today and you pay only $39.95. Plus, you have nothing to lose because it's backed by our 60-day money-back guarantee. Call now.
Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another segment of Trooper Talk Tuesday. I'm Trooper Anthony Petrowski, Trooper and Public Information Officer. Today we're talking about license plates. What happens if you lose one, you think it's stolen, or what happens if you have one that you really can't make out the letters and numbers anymore. So first off, if your license plate is lost or stolen, what you need to do is come to the closest police station, whether it's state police or municipal, and report that license plate either lost or stolen. We'll do an investigation, we'll contact PennDOT, and they will send you a new license plate. Now, if you have a license plate that's deteriorated, it's gotten really bad over the years, it's hard to read, that's actually a violation in Pennsylvania, meaning we can pull you over because we can't read your license plate. If you were to hit somebody and take off, nobody would be able to report your license plate. So what happens is it's your responsibility to check on that license plate. If you have one that you cannot read anymore, you can contact PennDOT, or you could print out a form online or come to the barracks here, and a trooper will come out and take a look at your license plate. If it's in rough shape, if it's peeling, if you can't read it, then we'll sign that form. You complete the rest of it, send it into PennDOT, and they will send you a brand new license plate free of charge. Now, that does not apply to any specialty type of license plates. This is just a standard license plate that PennDOT issues. So you could always come here, you could have a trooper take a look, we'll sign that sheet for you, get you a new license plate. It's important, it's part of your vehicle, and you don't want to be pulled over because you have a bad license plate. If you have any questions on this segment, please feel free to reach out to me at State Police Hazleton here. We'll catch you next time here on Trooper Talk Tuesday.
Lehigh Valley Health Network is now proudly part of Jefferson Health. And when two healthcare leaders come together for the community, you can expect more. More access, more doctors, more convenience. Jefferson Health and Lehigh Valley Health Network. Together for the future of care.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on Wyln TV 35.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Hello, I'm WYLN historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
My name is Andy, and tomorrow's going to be partly cloudy.
A Path Through History is sponsored by the Old Jail Museum, 128 West Broad Street in Jim Thorpe. Call 570-325-5259 or visit them online at theoldjailmuseum.com.
For guests traveling to Mount Carmel, the place to stay was the National Hotel, which was built by Thomas Scott and opened in 1860. It would stand in the community for over 150 years before it was torn down in 2013, by which point it had been vacant for a decade. Shoppers could find whatever they wanted at Louis Grossman's department store, which opened in May of 1891 on South Oak Street. It served Mount Carmel through the early 1970s, and its building is now home to the Mount Carmel Public Library. Gwennon's department store, owned by the same family that ran Montoursay's Lakewood Park, opened in May 1908 with 15,000 square feet of retail space. Thomas H. Tiddy would also run his own department store at 226 South Oak Street. Mount Carmel would also be home to JCPenney, F.W. Woolworth, and J.J. Newberry stores over the years as well. The town's newshounds would get their news from the Mount Carmel Item, which began printing in November 1902. The paper merged with the Shamokin News in October 1968, creating today's News Item. For a treat, Mount Carmel residents and others in the area could stop in at Langus's Candy Shop, which was open from 1916 to 1992 and received much praise for its candy and ice cream. In 1883, Mount Carmel would welcome a celebrity to town. Thomas Edison, who had been wiring nearby Sunbury and Shamokin for electricity, now came to Mount Carmel to do the same. One of the very first Edison Electric Company generating stations was built in town on November 17, 1883. One of the investors in the Mount Carmel branch of the company was local coal baron William Schwenk. On January 22, 1884, his house on Oak Street would become the very first private home to be fully lit by electricity. Within a few years, Mount Carmel would be the first town in the world to be fully electrified. The original power generating station operated until 1900, when a more modern station was built across town. St. Stephen's Episcopal Church now stands on the site. Mount Carmel's first school was built in 1856. Several others would serve the community over the intervening decades, including 5 at a time for several years. Today's Mount Carmel High School graduated its first class in 1888. The school expanded its reach in 1951 when it absorbed schools in neighboring Mount Carmel Township, Centralia, Natalie, Strong, and Atlas. Its name was changed to Mount Carmel Area in 1963 when it further merged with schools in Coltmont and Marion Heights. Mount Carmel Area is home to one of the first high school TV stations in the country, WKMC-TV, which was founded in 1968 by Mount Carmel area art teacher George McPhee, in conjunction with local cable company owner Steve Jepko. Originally based on Oak Street, the student-run station now operates out of the high school. What is likely best known about Mount Carmel High School, however, is the highly successful Red Tornado football team. With over 900 wins, the program has the most victories of any school in Pennsylvania. Its home stadium originally had 6,000 seats when it was built in 1932. It would be one of the first football stadiums in the country to have lights for night games, with the lights installed by General Electric's Schenectady branch. Capacity of the stadium was increased to 10,000 fans in the mid-1930s when new bleachers were added to the end zones. These seats have been painted silver, and before long, the stadium would thus be given its official title of the Silver Bowl. These end zone seats would be removed in the 1950s, leaving the stadium with a present capacity for just over 7,000 fans. The original wooden grandstands would be replaced by silver-colored steel seats by 1978. The Silver Bowl remains a mecca for high school football to this day. An early star for the Red Tornadoes was Mike Terry, who led the team to the 1927 state championship. He'd later coached the team from 1947 to 1961, winning 102 games. It would be during Terry's tenure as coach that a tradition would begin in 1951 in the Red Tornadoes series with rival Shamokin. Inspired by the many prominent college football trophies that were awarded in rivalry games, including Purdue and Indiana's Old Oaken Bucket and Wisconsin and Minnesota's Paul Bunyan's Axe, the Shamokin boosters proposed a trophy be established in the series of the Mount Carmel. Thus, the Coal Bucket Trophy would be introduced that year. Mount Carmel was originally not all the way on board with the idea, and in the first game to feature the trophy, the Red Tornadoes almost left the field without taking it. In the years since, however, despite the original bucket having been lost at some point in the 1960s and replaced with another one, the Coal Bucket Trophy has become a definitive part of the Mount Carmel-Shamokin rivalry, which was held on Thanksgiving every year through 1973 and is still often the last game of the season for both teams today. After Mike Terry died of a heart attack after the 1961 Thanksgiving Day game, he He was succeeded as coach by Joe Diminick, who had been successful at both Susquehanna and Cole Township high schools. Jazz, as he was known, would end up retiring in 1992 after 31 years in charge of the Red Tornadoes as the winningest coach in Pennsylvania history at the time, with 290 overall wins, 267 of those at Mount Carmel. Diminick's resume would ultimately include 5 perfect seasons and 3 Eastern Conference championships, and he coached 8 first-team All-State players, as well as all 6 of his sons. Coach Diminick's successor, Dave Whitey Williams, would prove just as good, leading the Red Tornadoes to state championships in 1994, 1996, and 1998. He himself was followed by Mike Brennan, who brought home additional state titles in 2000 and 2002. Mount Carmel's Mountie Marching Band has also been a large part of making Friday night special in the borough. Under the leadership of longtime director Paul Semachek, the Mountie Band became a nationally known organization over the decades, performing at over 60 Drums Corps Associates events, and in 1962 became the first American band to play at a Canadian Football League game. The band remains a source of deep pride for Mount Carmel residents to this day. Mount Carmel's football prowess even extends into the National Football League, with numerous former Red Tornadoes having made a mark professionally. Perhaps the first to do so was Len Eschmont, who, after graduating from Fordham, was drafted by the New York Giants as a safety and halfback. He would, however, spend most of his career with the San Francisco 49ers, and had the honor of scoring the very first touchdown in the franchise's history. Eschmont later coached at both Navy and Virginia before his death in 1957 from hepatitis. The 49ers today award the Len Eschmont Award annually to the player on their squad the coaches believe shows the most courage and inspiration. It has been won by such franchise greats as Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Roger Craig, Bryant Young, and Brock Purdy. In the following years, Dan Fika would also play as an offensive guard in the rival AFL before its merger into the NFL in 1970. Like Len Eschmont, Fika was originally drafted by one team, the then Oakland Raiders, but spent most of his career with another, the New York Jets. In the 1970s, Henry Hynoski Sr. continued the tradition, playing 1 year for the Cleveland Browns in 1975. His son Henry Jr., a standout at Southern Columbia, would win a Super Bowl in 2011 with the New York Giants. And then there was Brett Veach, a 1995 graduate of Mount Carmel, where he helped lead the school to the 1994 state championship. Veach joined the Philadelphia Eagles as a coaching intern in 2004 and spent 9 years with the franchise as an assistant coach and scout. When Andy Reid was hired by the Kansas City Chiefs in 2013, Veach was one of the staffers the coach brought to Missouri with him. Veach would be named the Chiefs' general manager in 2017, and within a few years assembled a team led by quarterback Patrick Mahomes that has won multiple Super Bowls. As the 20th century dawned, trolleys started traveling between towns in America. In November 1894, Mount Carmel became part of this trend when the Shamokin-Mount Carmel Electric Railway opened between the two towns. It would operate through 1936 when buses would take over its route. During its run, the trolley line would open Maysville Park between Mount Carmel and Shamokin in 1895. A grand picnic grove with tall trees and shaded trails, Maysville Park welcomed picnickers from both communities and beyond for years. Its centerpiece was a dance hall that hosted many big bands, including stars like Kay Kaiser and Ozzie Nelson. A baseball diamond was built at the park grounds as well, and welcomed Babe Ruth to the field on November 1, 1923, when the Babe played in a charity game against workers from Shamokin's Eagle Silk Mill. Maysville Park would also be home to a tennis club from 1927 to 1944, when it was closed due to declining membership.
My name is Andy, and tomorrow's going to be partly cloudy.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.